The moment has finally arrived. Get it? Because the review has finally arrived as well as the film. Get it? Now? Let's get on with the review, shall we? What is going on, guys? I'm your host, Beau. Welcome back to MovieStalkers, and here is my movie review for Arrival. Now, Arrival came out on November 11th, and you'll be seeing this video on November 13th, and I'm recording this on November 12th, so it's kind of weird how that goes. But this is my non-spoiler review of Arrival, because there's a lot of things in this movie that can potentially be a spoiler, so this is going to be a really hard review. Because there's a lot of things that I want to spoil about the movie, but I can't because this is a non-spoiler review. So we're going to try to make this as non-spoilerish as possible. So as always, we're going to do our positives, our negatives, and my overall score out of 10 for this film. So let's start off with the positives about the film. The first thing that I gotta say was a great positive for me was the plot. Again, I'm not going to tell you what the plot was about because that's a spoiler. But the plot was fantastic. I thought the plot was really good. It had a great pace from beginning, middle, and end. And it really makes you think. The plot really makes you think when you come out of the theater. I'm still thinking about it right now. It was really good. It was really good in terms of a plot. Great performances from Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner. They're the main focus in this film. Amy Adams being the main character and Jeremy Renner also being a main character, but the main focus is Amy Adams. And Amy Adams, I have to admit, I never viewed her as a main actor, like a main actress in a film. Never viewed her as a main focus. And after watching Arrival, I could totally see her being a main role because she did a fantastic job, in my opinion. She did a really good job in her performance. And you're really invested in her character. You really understand her character throughout the entire film. You have an emotional connection towards her in certain moments of the film, and she's really interesting as a character. So I'm not going to spoil anything about her, but needless to say, she's a really interesting character. And if I do a spoilers review, which I might do, you're really going to be wondering more about her character. So. Jeremy Renner is also pretty good in this movie. I didn't really focus on his character that much because Amy Adams was the main focus, but Jeremy Renner did a pretty good job as well. He was like the sidekick character to Amy Adams in this movie, and he was pretty good for the most part. I did enjoy some moments in the film with Amy Adams and him. I thought their relationship was pretty good in the film. They had a pretty good connection with each other. They seemed appropriate. They seemed like they had a good connection in certain moments in the film, and you really felt like that they were pretty good together. Because sometimes in performances you can see that the two main actors don't really like each other, but you can clearly tell with Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner that they had a good blend and a good connection. So I really liked that. I really liked some of the visuals in this movie. I thought the visuals were pretty good. I like the aliens. I like the aliens that were in this movie. That's not a spoiler. If you watch the trailers and the advertisement for the movie, there are aliens in this movie, so that's not a spoiler. But the aliens, when they show up, they are intimidating. I have to admit, they are very intimidating at times. And the look of the aliens, not going to spoil what they look like, but the look of the aliens look very interesting. And they are huge. They are huge and they are intimidating, and they're scary at times. They're very scary. And if I were to compare the aliens like in this movie, I would say that they're like kind of like the aliens in Independence Day, but that's not like a smack on it or anything. That's just how my comparison to them. But so that's pretty much the positives about the film. So what are the negatives about Arrival? this is a surprise for me. The surprise negative for me is Forest Whitaker. Forest Whitaker he was good, but he didn't really have an impact on the plot. He was just there to be there, and his performance was fine, but he just didn't have an impact on the plot at all. And I felt like the beginning of this movie was a little slow. It was a little slow. It could have been a little bit faster, but once you get to the big portion of this film, which is like the middle, it does start to slow a little bit. But then once the aliens show up, it does get a little faster. But I wish the whole film was a little bit faster. But that's just a little like nitpick that I noticed in the film. And it does take a while for certain elements to happen in the film. I'm not going to spoil what they are, but it just takes a little while for certain things to happen in the film. And you're just like sitting there. But the big thing that I like about the film is that it definitely is a thriller. Like the entire time in my seat, I was like this. Like I was like breathing heavily. I was like, what is going on? Like, you know, it really lived up to what it was supposed to be as a thriller and a drama. And I thought it was a really, really good drama and thriller. So overall, guys, Arrival was a really, really good film. I really liked this film a lot. It was something that I did not expect to be good. When I walked into this film, I thought it was going to be an average movie that had some pretty good performances from certain people. When I walked out, I had a completely different experience. I thought it was going to be something completely different. I had a completely different experience in the theater, and it was a really good movie from start to finish. And this might be my favorite film of the year, guys. I'm not even kidding. This might be my favorite film of the year because there's just a lot of things that I love about this film. There's just things that I like that I'm not going to spoil, but it's just really good. The performances were great. The plot was fantastic. And it really, really makes you think. And I really, really enjoy this film, guys. I'm going to give Arrival a 9 out of 10. It's a really, really solid film from start to finish. The only thing that I found was a little bit of a gripe was the beginning of the film was kind of slow, and Forest Whitaker was kind of a waste in this movie. But definitely go see Arrival when you get the chance. From my place, Enrico Cinemas, the theater was packed, so this movie looks like it's going to be making a lot of money. Hopefully it does, because it definitely deserves it. And you definitely should see this film when it comes out. So if you guys have seen Arrival, you guys let me know your thoughts on it with no spoilers. And that's pretty much it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And let me know in the comment section how you guys felt about Arrival. Do you thought it was good? Do you thought it was bad? And that's it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, this has been these videos. Beau out. See you next time. Peace.